Hey Sam, can you get me a sandwich out of the fridge?
Yeah. If you think about it, Uncrustables are more like a ravioli than a sandwich.
What?
As the two friends went about their day, Sam couldn't stop thinking about the question of what is an Uncrustable?
So, what I think Aristotle meant by that passage is like each one of the five senses like corresponds to like a specific thing and couldn't be misinterpreted by another sense. Like your skin isn't going to feel a color, your ears aren't going to hear a taste, that sort of thing. And so, like the only thing that can happen is
I'm just gonna stop here. I think an Uncrustable is real. I think it is.
what? The issue I'm having is because it doesn't have the property of non-existing. Because it doesn't exist.
Yeah, so I think he's assigning a property to something that doesn't exist. And so that's
As the two were doing their work for their logic course, Sam was still clearly troubled.
Okay, fine. Let's do this.
So, the two deliberated for hours on what an Uncrustable even was. They created all these different categories and sorted all kinds of foods into these different groups. But what was this all for? Well, they didn't really know.
okay. So again,
Why would it be a soup? Why would an Uncrustable be a soup? That doesn't make sense. How does it fit in your soup? It doesn't make sense. Why?
it's a gusher.
No,
It's a
no,
type of gusher.
that's stupid. That's stupid.
Is a type of gusher.
No, a gusher. The gusher is the little candy
It's a
thing.
soup dumpling. Soup.
No, I don't think it is. I think that's stupid. No.
Uncrustable.
Why would it fall under pie either? Like it doesn't make sense. Pie is
Because
like the
pie-
dessert. It is the
pie
open face thing.
It's the bottom. It's the top. It's
But the
stuffing
top
with
that doesn't.
ravioli. Bada bing, bada boom. An Uncrustable
Stop.
is a type of
Renowned 16th century French philosopher, also known as the father of modern philosophy, René Descartes? No. Socrates?
It is I. Alright guys, let's get serious. Now, language is a tool. Words only mean things because we agree upon what they mean. And when it comes to things like this, it honestly defeats the whole point of language. So let's get to the bottom of this. So, my dear students, what is the point of this? Why are we debating this?
I think there's a lot to be said for the importance of categories as an expression of language. We, as humans, have such a desire to put things into boxes and to categorize things so that they're more easily discussed about, so that we can have that understanding, because I think humans intrinsically fear what they don't understand and don't know, and if we can't categorize something, we don't really know what it is. And so if we can't agree on the way something's categorized, then there's a fear there that we are not as knowing as we think we are, and we lose sight of what's really important: friendship.
Well, I'm glad I was able to teach you something important here today.
I still want to know, like, we have these categories, we've talked about how categories are important to how we use language and to our own understanding, and we have all these arrows and subcategories, but what do you think it is? Is an Uncrustable a sandwich or a ravioli?
Well, looks like I've done my work here. I'll see you guys next time.
While the two still had very little clarity on what an Uncrustable actually was, they did gain something that day. They gained some insight through Socrates and his style of philosophy. By asking them specific questions on why they thought the way they did, Socrates was able to get them to think deeply about their own arguments and about their own beliefs.
You know, humans have an inherent desire to categorize things.
Right.
But at the end of the day, there really only are two categories.
What are you talking about?
None of this really matters. All of this is based on our perception and experience, but in reality, there are two things. Atoms and void.
Oh my gosh. Do we have more offshoots of pi? Because I feel like we haven't explored pi very much.
We have pizza, which
Right.
is an open-faced pie. We have lasagna, which is,
I would say it's close.
I would say it's a
Because it is kind of just spaghetti cake.
Yeah. Well, not spaghetti, but
Well, yeah, but pasta cake, I guess. See, I don't think we can classify any of these things under pasta because it is too
yeah.
like pasta. Just with all of the different ways to prepare it and how like pasta would fit under any of these categories given how it's prepared. Or maybe pasta is like a beyond category.
I think
Something-
pasta would be a type of bread. So
Yeah.
which is the second time that's come up. So I wonder if bread is its own.
I think bread is like the overarching thing that then leads to dumpling, sandwich, and pie. Pasta is under that the subcategory of breads.
Is a sandwich a bread though? A sandwich is a.
Well, like bread is required for the sandwich, in like the same way that like the concept of like the taco is required to make the burrito.
But that's a different way of categorizing.
I guess. But like, I'm not trying to get like too.